President Joe Biden, y'all. Uh-oh. Well, I'm a little underwhelmed, aren't you all? I think I messed up. Y'all, please vote for me, okay?
Let's get this over with.
What happens if you build a gas station? You end up with something like a 7-Eleven or a donut shop or a drugstore around it. It generates economic growth.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
It's dangerous, and this reconstruction is long overdue. A lot of you were with me when I was in Pittsburgh. By the way, Pittsburgh is a city of bridges, more bridges in Pittsburgh than any other city in America. I watched that bridge collapse. I got there and saw it collapse with over 200 feet off the ground going over a valley. It collapsed.
A two-lane bridge in Pittsburgh has collapsed hours ahead of a planned visit by President Joe Biden to the Pennsylvania city.
The Financial Times and the Wall Street Journal started calling my plan not initially as a compliment to Bidenomics. But guess what, folks? They're talking about it differently now. It's working. It's working. I'm serious.
So really, Jillian, the president, what he's doing is he's trying to message his way out of the economic stresses that almost all Americans feel every day. Now, he wants to make Bidenomics a household word, but he wants to give people a good feeling when they hear about it. But what they see is that food prices are up about 20% since January of 2021 when the president took office.
In case you haven't noticed, inflation is down too and it's going lower.
Overall inflation is up about 16% in that time. This means that people are making about 3% less in their paychecks because everything else is so expensive. In fact, Moody Analytics put a number to it. It says Americans are spending $709 per month more than 2 years ago.
Prices are up 16%. Since Joe Biden took office. For food, they're up 19%. For used car prices, up 30%. Electricity prices up 23%.
37% approval on the economy. Mass murderers sometimes have greater approval ratings than Congress. But what we see here is that more people actually trust congressional Republicans than President Biden on the most important issues of the day.
In the meantime, you always hear this phrase, and I've done so many disasters in my career, it's almost hollow. Our prayers, our thoughts and prayers with the people of Hawaii.
Breaking tonight, just hours ago, President Joe Biden saying he will visit East Palestine, Ohio at some point as they continue to recover from the train derailment there. Take a listen.
I've spoken with every official in Ohio, Democrat and Republican, on a continuous basis, as in Pennsylvania. I laid out a little bit in there what I think the answers are. We put it together, and we will be implementing an awful lot into the legislation here, and I will be doing something.
Ask you one more. President Biden said several weeks ago that he plans to visit East Palestine. Can you update us on that? When is he going to be visiting East Palestine, and why hasn't he yet?
So the plans are underway, discussions are underway, just don't have anything locked in at this time. The president's words stand on what he shared about at some time going to visit the community.
And unlike the last president, in my first 2 years in office, even with all we've done, I'm the first one to cut the federal debt by $1.7 trillion. $1.7 trillion cut.
We have lots of deficits here. Interest rates are very important. The Treasury, of course, is going to have to wake up. Last I looked, $1.62 trillion deficit for the first 10 months of this fiscal year. Unbelievable. And interest on the debt this fiscal year, 10 months in, is already up 15.5%. 15.5%.